Hey guys, so today I have a book haul for you, yay! And I have 7 books, so it's a pretty good amount considering that I haven't gotten any books in a few months, and all of a sudden I have 7. I got some gift cards, I won a book, I found a book on super discount. I mean, these factors all combined to make this book haul right now. I actually had a gift card to Chapters and tweeted asking for book recommendations, and I got about 4 or 5 responses. So that was exciting to have all these people recommending books to me on Twitter. And I actually did end up buying one of them, which you'll see in a moment. So the first book I have that I got is We Need to Talk About Kevin. It's by Lionel Shriver. And I don't know much about this book. I know that it's recently been made into a movie with Tilda Swinton. And what I know is basically from the back cover, and her son, Kevin, goes on a rampage and kills 7 of his fellow high school students, a cafeteria worker, and a much adored teacher who befriend him all 2 days before his 16th birthday. Now, if I hadn't gotten a recommendation and I'd picked this up and read the back, I definitely would have been intrigued. I mean, that's a pretty good plot line. However, it's written from the perspective of the mother, and it's written 2 years after the incident, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of reflection and sort of follow-up on what happened. This was the recommendation that I decided to purchase of the 4 or 5 that I got, so this should be a really interesting, possibly scarring read. We'll see. The next book I have for you is Delirium by Lauren Oliver. This is a YA dystopia novel, and it's hugely popular right now. I know the sequel just came out, but of course, I'm a little behind the times, so I'm just picking up the first one. And once again, don't know too much about it. Actually, strangely, they really don't have a summary on this book at all, so I just know about it through people talking about it and also the review on the summary on Goodreads. So apparently in this society, they found a cure for love, and since love can hurt people sometimes if you fall in love with somebody and they don't love you back, they've come up with a cure for it. And the main character, Lena, she actually falls in love right before she's supposed to get the treatment. And I'm assuming from that point she goes on to discover why love is such a great thing. And if there's a sequel, it means that this story doesn't end right here. But this one shouldn't be a hard read. I mean, font's pretty large, so it won't take me too long. Everybody is talking about how great it is, so I'm excited to get started on this one. I have The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, which is the 3rd book in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. I have read the first 2, and I was waiting for this one to come out in paperback. And I was actually talking to my roommate's mother, and she said, "Oh, I have all 3 books upstairs. I'm never going to read them again. You need the 3rd one? I'll give it to you." So I actually got this handed to me, which is great. Free book. Hey, who doesn't love free books? And so now I can actually finish off the story because this series is fantastic. It's definitely dark, not a series for the light of heart, but Elizabeth Salander is kick-ass, basically, and I want to see how the story ends. So, yay, free book! 4th book I have for you is Midnight in Peking, and this is actually historical nonfiction. And what's awesome about this book, as you might be able to tell from the cover, is it's actually an advanced reader's copy, and I won this on Goodreads. This kicked off me getting a bunch of books all of a sudden and being able to do a book haul. So I wasn't expecting to get this. I didn't know that I'd won it. And one day I came home from school. It was a Wednesday, I believe. And I was so excited when I opened it up and realized that I'd actually won it. This is, like I said, historical nonfiction, and it takes place in 1937. It's when the Japanese were planning their takeover of China, and this woman, Pamela Werner, her body is found sort of on the line between the Japanese side and the Chinese side. And the thing is, she's British. She's obviously with a name like Pamela Werner. I mean, come on. It's like, who killed her? And they don't actually find out. It's written by Paul French, and throughout this book, he sort of looks at the events that happened, and he supposedly uncovers the truth and offers a rare glimpse of the last days of colonial Peking. This book is scheduled for release in May 2012, so I'm probably going to wait until it gets a little bit closer to that date to publish my review about it. But this is actually a really good, I just realized that this is a really good selection of books. It's quite wide. I have historical nonfiction, I have young adult, I have some serious fiction, I have another mystery. I mean, these are both sort of mystery crime novels, one of them being quite fictitious and one of them being very true, so that they sort of balance each other out well. The last two books I have are both gigantic and they are in hardcover, which makes them look that much more impressive. And once again, as you might remember, I said that I rarely ever get hardcover because they're so expensive, and both of these I got on a huge discount from their actual price, so hence me buying them. The first one that I have is 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. I've heard a lot of things about this book. I know that it is a dystopian sort of takeoff of George Orwell's 1984, which I have read. I read that back in my senior year of high school. 1984 was good. It definitely didn't blow me away, but it was definitely a lot better than a lot of other classic books that I have had to read throughout my high school career. So this book is, once again, it's quite big, and I actually got it at Urban Outfitters. I paid less than a fourth of the price for it. It was just, I was flipping through the books and I was like, oh, I've seen this one. It looks really cool, you know, cool cover. It's been translated from Japanese. And then I saw the price and went, I have to get this. That is so cheap. So I bought it. And though it probably will be a bit before I actually get to it, it's cool. I mean, this cover is sick. Like, so you can see the people, and I mean, even the back, you can see the male. And I know that the characters in the book, they don't actually know each other, but it sort of explains the connection of how they meet. It's the male and the female main character, and how they, at the beginning, they don't know each other, but as the story continues, their lives intertwine, and there's a bunch of other characters that are, you know, pushed together, and you learn about them and how they are connected. Sounds like a pretty epic undertaking, and it was a national bestseller in Japan, and it's more recently made its way over to North America after the translation was released. But it sounds like a really promising book, definitely something that I won't be able to tackle right away, but I'm sure I can read it over the summer when I have a lot less things to do. The final book that I have is The Passage by Justin Cronin. Once again, another large hardcover. Got it at a big discount, or else I never would have bought it. And I have been eyeing this book for a while. I remember reading an Entertainment Weekly about it, and it was being on their must list. Can we just pause for a second and focus on this cover? Because, like, oh, the colors are so cool. You don't quite get the same effect in the camera, but, man, I was looking at this book, I'm like, it's so shiny and pretty, and it's like, there's almost like a rainbow on the cover. It's awesome. Anyway, so there's a couple different things going on in this book as far as I can tell from the inside flap. There's an FBI agent, and he has to protect this girl. There's a security breach at a U.S. government facility, and it unleashes some monster. And I'm sure there's a lot of different things going on in this book because, once again, it is 700 plus pages, so it's a lot of time to tell a lot of different stories. Because I'd heard good things about it when it was originally released, that sort of influenced me to buy it, and also the fact that, hey, discounts are awesome. So that concludes my first book haul. 7 books for you guys. I'm excited to read them all. Of course, I already have a bunch more books that I need to read, so I can't really give you a time frame on when I'm going to finish any of them. But if you have read any of them, let me know what you think. If there's one that you want me to do a review on before the others, let me know. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, friend us on Goodreads, etc., etc. The links are all below, and I'll talk to you guys later.